Hello, Sérgio. Hello, Rosemary. Good
Hello,
evening.
Bruna. Good evening.
How are you doing today, Sérgio?
I'm great. I'm great. And you, Bruna? How's
I'm
everything?
great. I'm great too. Thank you. Thank
Nice.
you. Just let me accept Rosanna here. Rosanna is coming in. Hey, Rosanna. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, Rosemary, Sérgio,
Hello, Hosanna. Good
teacher.
evening. Hello, Rosemary.
Hello.
Hello. So, welcome again, guys. Let's start the class today. Today, we have something new to learn, and we will talk about presenting charts. And I don't know if you had this experience, but I want to ask you, for example, Sérgio, did you have the experience of presenting a chart at work?
Yes, but not in English yet.
I like the word you use.
Yet.
Yet,
Yeah.
yes, that's right. That's right. So it's not difficult, of course. It's just like in Portuguese, and we have some key words that we use to describe, and this is what we will learn in this class today. Okay, because remember that last class we've learned how to talk about tables, tabelas, how to compare this information, how to talk about the results using whole numbers and decimal numbers. So today, we'll keep going on this subject, but talking specifically about charts. Okay, so let me open here the file. And what about you, Rosanna? Did you have the experience to present charts at work?
I remember just in the college.
Ah, at college, you need
Yeah,
to present it. And how it was, the presentation?
I honestly, and the slides just, but and the about the numbers, some subjects, just.
Just that. Okay. And did you think it was difficult to make this presentation?
I think
You think really?
yes,
Why do you think?
because the numbers sometimes change.
Ah, yes, that's right. The numbers and the amount of time, the years, the months.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, we need to pay attention to that. And what about you, Rosemary? Did you have this experience of presenting charts?
Yes, in the school too.
Mhm.
Um, it's a way to represent to a presentation about information, and this way more simple for everybody. It's more easy to show you something important. I think.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Rosemary. I think it's so much visual. People can really visualize the information, okay? It's not just like we are throwing the information, tal number, each number. So I think it's easier for people who are watching our presentation to understand what is the data about. So I think it's very helpful for us to understand how we can do this in English because depending on the task, the duties you have in your work, you will need to do that in English. So we need to be prepared for that. Okay. And to start the class, we have some vocabulary that we use to talk about graphs and charts, and they express the differences we have to each result. So, for example, we have to go down, remain constant, to go up, to rise, remain the same, to fall, to grow, to drop, and remain stable. They are synonyms, okay? We can choose whatever we want here, okay? But for example, we have some specific verbs that means to increase. What is to increase? Aumentar, to increase. But we have other words to express that in English, okay? So, for example, when we talk about to go down, Sérgio, we are talking about increase, decrease, diminuir, or that there was no change.
To decrease.
To decrease, that's right. So we can say decrease, or we can say go down. It's the same meaning, mesmo significado. Perfect. Now, remained constant, Rosana.
Deixa eu ver aqui, é permanecer constante.
Yes, isso aí, remained constant. Exactly. So, do you think this represents an increase, um aumento, a decrease, uma diminuição, or there was no change, sem
No.
mudança?
No change. The same.
That's right. There is no change. So we can express that by saying remained constant, or we can also say, let me put it here on the chat, stayed constant is also correct to use the verb to stay, okay? So we can use stay or remain, all right? Now we have the verb to go up, okay? So Rosimeire, please, when we say go up, in what group can we put this verb?
Sorry, can you repeat this?
Yes, of course, to go up, okay? Do you think it means to increase, aumentar, to decrease, diminuir, ou there was no change, não houve mudança? Como você consegue interpretar essa ação?
To increase.
That's right. That's right, to increase, okay? So go up means to increase, aumentar, ou seja, são formas diferentes de falar isso, ok? Go up, aumentar, increase, também aumentar, ok? To rise, Sérgio, what do you think?
To increase.
To increase, to, that's right. So to rise is the same as increase, aumentar. Remained the same, Rosana.
Words to describe there was no change.
That's right. Words to describe there was no change. Remain the same. Ou seja, continuou o mesmo. The same. To fall, Sérgio.
To decrease.
To decrease. That's right. To fall, to decrease. To grow, Rosemary.
To grow, to increase.
That's right. To increase. Right? So to grow, we translate in Portuguese to crescer. Ou seja, tem o mesmo sentido de aumentar. Ok? To drop, Rosana.
Decrease.
Decrease. That's right. To drop. And Sérgio remained stable.
Was no change.
There was no change. That's right. Okay. So Maria and Douglas, let me explain to you. We are taking a look on the words we use to describe some information on charts, in gráficos, okay? So, for example, let's imagine I have the number 8 in this chart, and then I have the number 10. And I need to describe this change, okay? It went from 8 to 10. So, for example, in this case, aumentou. 8 to 10. So, for example, when I want to say aumentar in English, we have different ways to say that. We can say increase, aumentar, to go up, aumentar, to rise, aumentar, to grow, aumentar, okay? We can translate with the same meaning. To decrease means to go down, diminuir. So we have the synonyms, to go down, to fall, to drop, they have the same meaning, all right? And we have words to describe there was no change. Não teve mudança alguma nos resultados. Remained constant, remained the same, remained stable. So these words, they have the same meaning, ok? Permaneceu constante, o mesmo, estável. Ou seja, we have different ways to share this information, okay? You can choose if you want to use go up, if you want to choose right, okay? All these options are correct, all right?
Uhum. Ok.
Okay, so let's moving on now. Let me change here. Just a moment, okay? So here we have a chart, okay? And here we have the steps to present a chart. So the first thing we need to do when presenting a chart is to explain what the chart is about. For example, unemployment rate, injuries in the workplace. So I want you, everybody, take a look on this chart and tell me what is the chart about? What is the information here?
Brazil.
Brazil oil production.
That's right, Brazil's oil production. So when we want to present the chart, this is the first information we need to give before talking about the data. We need to tell people what is the subject, qual é o assunto, Brazil's oil production. Great. The second step, identify the units of measurement being used. For example, if it's a whole number, if it's a percentage. So in this case, these numbers, what do you think? What is the unit we are using in this chart?
Whole number?
Whole number, yes, perfect. And we are talking about whole numbers, números inteiros, 50, 55, 53. And also, this is the unit being used, millions of barrels, okay? So when we want to describe the information, we need to say, for example, 50 millions of barrels, okay? So we need to identify the unit we are seeing in the chart, okay?
Uhum.
The third step we have here is specify the period the data covers. For example, it's from March to September. So if you take a look here, what is the period of this information?
2021 until 2024.
That's right. That's right. So we need to mention the time this information happened. Okay. So we need to talk about that. It was between 2021 to 2024. Perfect. The fourth step that we need to take, talk about the variation of the data and its numbers. So for example, here we have 50 millions of barrels in 2021. If we want to mention this difference between the results, we need to use that verbs that we've just seen. Go up, go down, remain stable, okay? So we need to use these verbs to talk about this difference between these data, okay?
Uhum.
So let me put it here. The fifth step, remember that charts normally show what happened, what already happened, sorry, okay? So we need to share the information in the past, okay? Because it's in the past of 2021, 2023, 24. So we can't say, for example, 50 millions of barrel go up to 55. No, went up to 55, okay? Increased to 55, decreased to 53. So we need to be careful with that. We need to use the structure in the past because it's a past information. It already happened, okay? But if it's about a projection, okay, then we use the future. For example, next year, the production will go up, will decrease, will remain the same. So in this case, if it's a projection, then we use the structure of the future, okay? But normally, it's in the past, normally, all right? But we need to have these in mind, okay? And now I'm gonna show you how different it is to talk about these verbs in the past, all right? We have go up, rise, grow, and increase. All these verbs we use to talk about something that increased, que aumentou. But in the past, they changed it. Okay, so we have some examples here that you can take a look. Okay, so Rosana, can you read the first example, please?
Okay. The oil production went up to 55 millions of barrels in 2022.
Perfect. Okay, so we are talking about here, went up to 55 millions of barrels. Perfect. Now the second example, please, Sérgio.
The oil production rose to 60 millions of barrels in 2024.
Excellent. Okay, so we are talking about these results here. So rose is the past tense of the verb rise. Okay, it's like the flower, rose. Is the same pronunciation, the same way we write, okay, but it's the past of this verb rise. Okay. Now the third example, Douglas, can you read, please?
The oil production grew to 6 millions of the barrels in the 2024.
Excellent, thank you. So grew is the
Grew.
past form of the verb grow, okay? So in the past we say grew, okay? Cresceu, grew, aumentou, right? And we have increase. So Maria, can you read this example, please?
The oil production increases to 55 million of barrels in 2024.
Excellent. Okay, so increase it is the verb increase in the past. It's regular. We just need to put the letter D by the end of it to change it to the past, all right? And if you pay attention, in all the sentences here, we use the preposition to, ok? Increase it to, went up to, ou seja, aumentou, diminuiu para tal resultado. But if we want to compare the results from one year to the other year, for example, we can use the structure from to. Seria de até, okay? So, for example, this sentence here, the oil production in 2021 went up from 50 to 55 millions of barrels in 2022. So as you can see, I compare the results of 2021 and 2022. So you always have two options, okay? You can talk about just the result of a specific year, or you can compare with the last month, with the previous month, okay? You can make these comparisons if you like, but if you want to compare, you need to use from to, okay? And give the true information, all right? You can do that. Okay, do you have any questions about that? Or that's okay, you understood?
Thanks.
Okay, all right, so let's moving on. Now let's take a look on the verbs we have to talk about things that go down. We have go down, fall, drop, and decrease. And we have the past form of these verbs in these examples. So please, Sérgio, read the first one.
The oil production went down to 53 millions of barrels in 2023.
Thank you so much. Now, Maria.
The oil production
Fell
fell to 53 millions of barrels in 2023.
Okay, thank you. Now the next one, please, Douglas.
The oil production dropped to 53 millions of the barrels in the 2023.
Okay, thank you. Now, please, Rosemary.
The oil production decreased to 53 millions of barrels in the 2023.
Okay, thank you so much. And again, we can make comparisons using from to also. So the oil production in 2022 went down from 55 to 53 millions of barrels in 2023. All right, so we can make comparisons or we can just talk about that specific information. And I have something important to show you. When we are presenting a chart, we have some sentences we can use to start the presentation. For example, the chart shows, o gráfico mostra, ou it shows, ele mostra. Here we can see, aqui ó, nós podemos ver tal coisa. So you can use these specific sentences to introduce the subject you're going to talk about, okay? So now, take a look. I'm going to present this chart for you and pay attention to the structure that I use here. Remember that you can use different verbs to express that, okay? But just to show you how it works. So, for example, the chart shows Brazil's oil production in millions of barrels from 2021 to 2024. The production started in 50 millions of barrels in 2021. And then it went down to 55 millions of barrels in 2022. Then it dropped to 53 millions of barrels in 2023, and then increased again to 60 millions of barrels in 2024. Okay, so if you paid attention, we need to talk about all the information all the time to make people understand what we are talking about. Okay, so you can choose to use went down, fell, dropped, don't worry, but you need to use the right verb to express this change, all right?
Mhm.
And now let's practice a little bit, okay? Before we start talking about, I have a listening to show you about that. So let me change the screen here. Just a moment. Oh, sorry. Let me come back. Okay. So pay attention. Listen to a chart presentation and then answer the questions about. Okay. So we have 3, 6, 7 questions here. What is the presentation about? What was the percentage in 2020? What happened in 2021? What happened in 2022? What was the percentage in 2023? And what do the results show? Okay, so here are the questions I need you to answer after the listening. Did you understand all the questions?
Yes.
Yes, great, great. So let's listen the first time and then we talk about it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present you some data we've collected over the last years. Well, this chart shows the percentage of equipment failures from 2020 to 2023. In 2020, the percentage was 15%. Then, it went up to 18% in 2021, but dropped to 12% in 2022. Finally, in 2023, equipment failures decreased to only 10%. If we compare to 2020, we can see a clear decrease, and this result shows that our maintenance program was very effective.
So let's listen to it one more time because he mentions many numbers. So let's listen again, okay? Let me put it here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present you some data we've collected over the last years. Well, this chart shows the percentage of equipment failures from 2020 to 2023. In 2020, the percentage was 15%. Then, it went up to 18% in 2021, but dropped to 12% in 2022. Finally, in 2023, equipment failures decreased to only 10%. If we compare to 2020, we can see a clear decrease, and this result shows that our maintenance program was very effective.
Okay, did you get all the answers or do you want to listen to it one more time?
One more time.
Okay, as you want. Let me put it here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present you some data we've collected over the last years. Well, this chart shows the percentage of equipment failures from 2020 to 2023. In 2020, the percentage was 15%. Then, it went up to 18% in 2021, but dropped to 12% in 2022. Finally, in 2023, equipment failures decreased to only 10%. If we compare to 2020, we can see a clear decrease, and this result shows that our maintenance program was very effective.
Okay, so the first question is, what is the presentation about? So let me see. Who can answer this question?
I can try.
Yeah, great. So what can you tell me?
Is
Sérgio?
about a percentage equipment failure from 2020 to 2023.
Excellent, excellent answer. That's right. So it's about the percentage of equipment failure. That's right. And as Sérgio told us, let me put it here, failure between 2020 and 2023. Okay, so it's about equipment failure. All right. Perfect answer, Sérgio. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, and now letter B. What was the percentage in 2020? Who can answer this question?
50%.
50, sorry, can you repeat?
50%.
50 or 15?
50.
50.
I understood 50.
Almost there. Actually, it's 15.
15?
Yes, yes. Because they sound the same, but it was 15%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened in 2021?
2021, 18%.
But think about it, 15 to 18%. What happened?
Go up,
Yeah, in this
Right.
case, went up.
went up.
That's right. So we can say that in 2021, okay, the number or the percentage went up, increased, rose, okay? That's perfect, Douglas. Perfect. And let me see, letter D. What happened in 2022?
And dropped 12.
Yes, that's right. It dropped to 12. The percentage dropped to 12. Perfect, Lozana. And what was the percentage in 2023?
10%.
Decrease.
Yes, that's
10%.
right. Decreased to 10%. That's right. The number decreased. All right. And by the end of the listening, he gave his opinion about the results, what he thinks that the results represent, okay? So what do the results show?
Very effective.
Yes, you're great. That's right. That means that these action, the result means that it was very effective. This equipment failure maintenance. It was very effective, so it got better, right? Melhorou. It got better. That's right. So as you can see, by the end of the presentation of the chart of the data, we can give our opinion about the results. Okay, we can say, based on the results, I can see that the number of incidents decreased a lot because of the safety trainings, because of that. So we can give our opinion by the end of the chart, okay, to talk about the results. This is very important, and this is very good for the presentation, okay? So this is what we are gonna practice now, okay? So here I have some charts for you, and I have a chart for each one of you, okay? And the first chart is about incidents in the workplace, and they are using the number of workers, okay? So it's not a percentage, it's not millions of barrels, it's just the number, okay? It's a whole number, right? So it's very easy to present this information. So please, I'm gonna start with you, Maria. Maria, how can you present this information from this chart?
The 11% from 11% to 2022.
Just one thing, Maria, before you say the numbers, you need to explain people what is the chart is about. Você vai ter que explicar sobre o que é o gráfico. Você vai ter que falar, é sobre tal coisa entre os anos tal e os anos tal. Então, você vai ter que dar uma luz para a pessoa antes de você jogar as informações, ok? So, what is the chart about? Sobre o quê?
The incidents in the workplace, a presentation is number of rewards, and number and results and number the 2011, 2022. Draw went down for 2023.
Actually, it went up in this case.
Went out and went up 80, 2024,
And you need to mention the number. For example, Maria, in 2023, it went up to 14. You need to read the number too. Ok? Você vai ter que ler um número também. Aumentou em 2023, mas aumentou para quanto? Para 14. Então, você vai ter que mencionar isso daí também. Não só os anos, mas a variação de cada ano. Ok?
Tá. Então, é to increase for 2020, 2022 and 11%. Yes?
And 12. Na verdade, você pode falar que em 2022 se iniciou com 12. It started with 12 in 2022. And then you start to make the comparison. E aí você começa a falar, but in 2023, o que aconteceu em 2023?
and to increase
Increase it.
increase uh, 24 and number was
Aí, ó, só uma coisinha, Maria, só para te ajudar. Quando você fala que aumentou, increased, logo depois você vai ter que falar o número para qual aumentou, antes de você citar o ano. O ano, ele vai vir ali no final da frase. Então, por exemplo, nessa primeira parte, você teria que falar algo do tipo, ó, increased, ok? Increased, tá certinho, increased, to, let me put it here, to 14, que aí você vai citar o número, o dado, in 2023. Ou você pode fazer o contrário também. In 2023, the number increased to 14, ok? Você só não pode colocar o increased e o ano, porque você vai estar falando que você aumentou o ano, e não o resultado que aumentou ao longo do ano. Deu para você entender essa diferença? Então, vá lá. One more time, please. Fala para mim a respeito do ano de 2023 especificamente.
o number decrease, não posso falar decrease primeiro, né? Caso.
Você pode falar the number of workers, o número de trabalhadores, aí sim você pode colocar increase, decrease.
Number 24, decrease, 20, down, went down 23. Yes, no.
Went up, yes, in 2023, went up. And then what happened in 2024?
Number 8, because no caso é decline, né? Diminuir, né?
Yes.
Decline, went down 2024.
It went down, isso aí. Aí você pode escolher ou decrease ou went down. Aí você só não pode usar os dois, tá? Um ou outro. Decrease, went down. E aí lembra de citar o número, ó. Decreased, para qual número? To 8. Diminuiu para 8. Ok? To 8. And what happened in 2025?
Number 6, decline 2025.
Decreased to 6. To 6 in 2025.
Eu falo primeiro que eu diminui para depois.
Yes, that's right. Ou seja, diminuiu para tal número em tal ano. Exatamente, exatamente. Mas fica tranquilo, com o tempo você vai pegando o jeito disso, mas só para você entender bem como funciona. Ok? Então, you did great, Maria. Did great. You just need to remember that if you use increase, you can't use go up. You need to choose. Or you use go up, or you use increase. Okay?
Sim.
All right. So now let's talk about this data over here, natural gas production in million cubic meters per day. So please, Sérgio, how can you present this information for us? Remember to talk about the subject, the time, okay, the years we're talking about, and then about the data, okay?
Okay. This chart shows us the natural gas production. We see a graphic, a chart between 2015 and to 2018. The natural gas production started with 8 million cubic meters per day in 2015. In 2016, it grew up.
Grew up or grew?
Grew 13 million cubic meters per day through 2017. we decrease to 12 million cubic meters per day. And in 2018, we increased it to 15 million cubic meters per day. So you have a average of 12 or 13 million cubic meter per day in these last 4 years.
Excellent, excellent description. Congrats, Sérgio. You did amazing. Okay, just one thing, Sérgio. When you talked about 2017, 2018, you said we decrease it, we increase it. So weird. Sounds weird. Parece que você tá falando nós aumentamos e diminuímos. In this case, you need to say it. It increased, it decreased, já que você está falando sobre uma outra coisa, senão você estaria se incluindo, we, como se você tivesse crescido junto.
Perfect.
Mas deu para entender perfeitamente. It was great, Sérgio. Thank you so much for your presentation. Okay. Now, please, talking about women rate in the oil and gas industry, we have this percentage. So, Rosemary, I would like you to talk about this information. And just like Sérgio did, you need to talk about the subject, o assunto, okay? The measurement you're using, in this case, percentage, and then you talk about the chart, okay?
Okay, guys, now we are talking about the chart of women rate in the oil and gas industries. It's about percentage. That's it. The graphical starts in 2070 until 2020. Okay, in 2017, the chance grew up 50%, but at the same time in 2018, the chance go down 3%. But the same way in 2019, the chance grow up 50%, and the 2020 and the churn grow up more 4%. And it's possible to understand that this have good results.
That's right. Excellent. Excellent presentation. Thank you so much, Rosemary. Just two things I need to tell you. The first thing, you need to remember to use the verbs in the past. You said go up, go down. So you needed to say went up, went down. I totally understand what you said, but you just need to remember to put in the past the actions. Ou seja, aumentou, diminuiu. Because when you say go up, você está falando no presente. Ele aumenta, ele diminui. So just need to remember that. And when we have this first information, 2017, como é que fala? Perdi até a palavra em português, gente. A informação que a gente tem se iniciou em 2017. Então, a gente não pode comparar se diminuiu ou aumentou, porque começou em 2017. It started in 2017. So, in this case, when you talk about the first information, you can't say increased or decreased. In this case, you have to say the results or the percentage started in, ou seja, começou em tal número, and then increased, then went down, okay? Just need to pay attention to that. Since it's the first information, we can't say if it's increased or decreased. We can just say that it started in that specific number, and then we talk about the change, okay? Right? Now, let's go to the next one. Deu para entender bem, Rosimeire?
Yes, yes.
Yes, perfect, perfect. So we have some more charts in here. The next one is Brazil's oil production revenue, okay? And this information is in trillions dollars, okay? $1 trillion, all right? So it's a lot of money. So please, think about it, Rosana. How can you describe this information here on this chart?
Okay. Teacher, repeat the name, renewal.
Revenue.
Como que é?
Revenue.
Revenue. Okay.
Revenue. Okay, revenue is the amount of money they win.
I like money. I like.
So you like this word, revenue.
I understand.
Yeah, great, great. So how can you present these charts, Rosana?
Okay. And the charts show about the Brazil oil production revenue, and we can see about the 2029 start with the $23 trillion.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, and then we can see in 2010 degree, so in the past, né?
So decrease it.
Decrease it, and $18 trillion, and then in 2011, deixa eu ver aqui no passado, went up,
Perfect, went up.
$25 trillion, and finally we can see in 2012 and $24 trillion. But it decreased, né?
Yes, decrease it. That's right. That's right. Perfect, Rosana. Just perfect. Okay, you paid attention to the information. You used the actions in the past. Just one thing, when you say increase it, decrease it, went up, went down, you need to put to after that. For example, went up to 10, rose to 15, okay? Go down to 11. So we need to put these two, okay, after that.
Okay.
But it was just perfect. Thank you so much, Rosana. And now we have another chart here. I think everybody already presented, right? No, Douglas. I almost forgot you. Douglas is like, no, don't pick me. No, but I didn't forget you, Douglas. So, Douglas, you have this information here. Falls from height in the oil industry. And you have the result. It's just a number. It's the number of workers, okay? It's not about $1 trillion. It's not a percentage. Just the number, okay? Very easy to talk about it, okay? So pay attention. You need to introduce the subject. What is the chart about? And then you talk about the information, okay?
The chart the falls from height in the oil industry, number of workers. In 2018, 11 number of workers. In 2019, 12 number works increased, 2 number works increased 11
To
in
12.
to 12 2018. The 2020 went up to 90, decrease um, in decrease 12 in 2019. In the 2021 went up to
Went down.
went down to 5, decrease 90 in 2020.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Douglas. You did great. Okay. You just used the same actions many times. For example, you said, in 2020, the number decreased, went down, e aí você usou a mesma palavra, decreased e went down, ok? In this case, you just need to use one of them. Você só vai precisar usar uma para você não repetir essa mesma palavra de jeitos diferentes, por assim dizer, ok? And you can say, Douglas, the number of workers decreased, or you can say the number of falls from height in the oil industry decreased, okay? So you can choose if you use number of workers or falls from height, ok? Just pay attention in the change. Só presta atenção na mudança, que teve uma hora ali de 2019 a 2020, você falou went up, que na verdade seria went down, ok? Só em relação a isso mesmo, mas foi ótima a sua apresentação. It was a great presentation. And when we practice, we improve a lot. So this is what we are doing now. We need to practice this presentation to be really good at, okay? Então, a gente tem que praticar bastante. De primeira, a gente fica confuso. We get confused because there are a lot of information. But then, with time, it's gonna get easier, okay? Vai ficar mais fácil. I promise you, okay? I promise you. And now, the last chart we have in here, Brazil's unemployment rate, okay? I don't know if you guys know, but do you know this word, rate? Do you guys know what?
It's like an average.
Yes, it's like an average. That's right. Okay, so it talks about the number. In Portuguese, we translate it as taxa. Okay, Brazil's unemployment rate. Okay, and please, Sérgio, I would like you, if it's not a problem for you, to present again this chart for us. Okay, can you do it?
Okay, let's try.
Okay.
This chart is about Brazilians' unemployment rate. They are talking about the period of 2015 to 2018. It started with in 2015 with 9%, and it grew up to 11 in 2016. In 2017, you decrease to 8%, and 2018 we extended the same of the last year, so it's the same 2027 and 2018.
Excellent, excellent. You did great, even better than the first time.
Yeah.
So as I told you guys, we need to practice. We improve a lot when we practice this, okay? And I have something for you guys. We have the homework from this class, but also I'm gonna send you. Today is Tuesday. Okay, I think until Thursday, até quinta-feira, I'm gonna send you to each one of you a chart. And I need you to write down all the presentation, all you have to say from this specific chart to present next class, okay? So you will have time to practice, to think about the sentences you need to use, okay? So I'm gonna send you, okay, until Thursday, até quinta-feira, I'm gonna send you these charts. So you have this specific homework for next class, okay? I need you to write down a presentation, because when we write, we think better, you know, because we need to think about the structure, we need to think about the words. So when we write down, we pay more attention to the structure we are using, and therefore we remember easily, okay? So it's gonna help you a lot, all right? So I'm gonna send to each one of you, I'm gonna put the name on the chart, okay? So this chart is from Rosemary, Sérgio, Maria, Douglas, Rosana, and then next class, you present these charts for the class, all right?
All right.
So we have a deal?
Deal.
Deal. Okay, guys. So thank you so much again for being here today. And I hope to see everyone next class. Okay? So thank you so much, guys.
Thank
And
you.
bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye bye.
See you next week.
Night.
Good night.